song never gets old. Hi guys. Welcome to Andy Kindler's State of the Industry address. It's cute that you let him do this. It's like he does the State of the Industry. Okay. That's like having a parakeet do a speech about the airline industry. It's like, okay, sure, you kind of get it. But one thing, I love Andy. I've been a big fan from before I knew him. I appreciate him asking me to do this because I know the industry did not want me to do this. They wanted somebody else, but fortunately for me, Southern Mama was not available. You guys make dumb decisions. Why do you do that? I don't want to put you down. Andy will come and do that. He's going to come tell how stupid you are. But I want to say that you're brave. The industry's brave. It takes courage to work in this industry if you're an executive. It takes courage to look at a show like Tuca and Birdie with 100% Rotten Tomatoes and go, no, I don't think people like this. It takes courage to go, no, America, you're wrong. Jordan Kepler is likable. We're gonna keep giving him shows. You're so brave. So brave. I used to be so afraid of you. Thought you were just people who could develop talent, take people to the next level, and you were geniuses and brilliant, and like 10 of you are. The rest are just functional alcoholics who watch too much television. I just gotta wait for you to go to rehab and then I'll get on shows. But I want to thank you because even when you guys say no, dreams still come true for us. I appreciate that. I wanted to do a Netflix special, they said no. And then I got to do an hour special for Comedy Central, which was a dream I had when I was 10 years old. It took me a lot to realize that. I didn't need to follow some fucking curve of what people were doing. Just do what made me happy, what I wanted to do when I was 10. And that's a memory I'm gonna have when I get old, when I'm 60, when I'm not funny anymore, my mind's gone, and they finally give me that Netflix special. Fuck you, Robin! Top rated special in 5 years! Unless Ian Edwards beat me? Oh, I know he did it. This is what we do here. Well, enough of me. I got what I want to see off my chest. Let's get to who we're here to see. One of the best fucking comedians in the world. Don't let your ears or the laughter tell you otherwise. With an old body and a young face. I know that's your favorite. Because it makes you feel good. And you're the best goddamn laser tag player I've ever played with. You were way too intense. Ladies and gentlemen, the guy we're here to see, give it up for Andy Kindler!
I should be near the mic.
All right. Every year, look, I've never had a good opening to anything. I can't open a show strong. I bring my own cold open to every show. I do. I provide. They say, will there be a cold open? Yes, there will be a cold open. I thought that was funny. Ladies and gentlemen, Ron Funches. I don't know where he went. He left. I mean, people who care about me usually stay for the speech. I love this. This is, you know, I hope on my gravestone there's just a picture of empty chairs. You know what I mean? He tried. I have done this speech for, I don't know how long, but I've never said, "Fuck Robbie!" It felt good. That felt good. But you will experience what I experienced afterwards, which is when the phone rings, it stays on the hook for the rest of it. By the way, I was looking at the code of conduct. And no matter the gender, sexual identity, sexual orientation, disability, physical... What did they transcribe Jimmy Carr's act? If Jimmy Carr's not here, I'll be very upset. Oh! I didn't miss it, Andy. That's my Jimmy Carr. I promise be here, Andy. You heard me. Why do I need to see me in the monitor? I don't understand that. Can I have more of me and... Can someone explain afterwards? Explain why I'm looking at me? You can't see it, can you? Okay. Just put my material over there. Can you make me sound a little bit less Jewish in the mic? All right. Now remember, this is a speech that was kind of written till 4 o'clock today. And so you're going to see me do a lot of fumfering, a lot of futzing, and a third... Is that an adjective? Who knows? Okay. This is my 24th State of the Industry address. Isn't that exciting? I've done the same amount of speeches as there are James Bond movies. And Bond made billions of dollars. I've made probably 100 enemies. James Bond gets to kill his enemies. I get to avoid them at auditions. That's why, and that is the only reason why I've been cutting back on the auditions lately. I don't want to run into somebody that's going to bother me. Also, I haven't been invited to audition because it's straight to script for me. I won't take don't make me go to the producers. Straight to the set for me. And speaking of James Bond, what am I, the worst Segway man in the world? Speaking of James Bond, coincidentally, that's not the word. Coincidentally, 007 is the amount of commission my manager gets for this deal. That's not bad, right? I have jokes here. I co-wrote this speech this year with my friend J. Elvis Weinstein, who's been co-writing it with me other years, but I've hid it from the public. And whenever a joke goes well, I will point to him or I'll blame him. I don't know. I hope everybody is enjoying the Doubletree Just for Laughs Festival. Really, how can my career sound less impressive? I'm into the 3rd decade of delivering a speech from a ballroom in a hotel, okay? And in fact, I don't know if people were here the first year because many have passed away. But first year, in the middle of my speech, they started to move the dividers from the other convention room because there was another event going on in there. and they didn't know what a big hit my speech would be. But I do look forward to 5 years from now doing this speech at a travel lodge by the pool. That's what I really like. I really think this whole DoubleTree Hotel thing, is it a prank of some kind? Did the hotel say, should we remodel it? Nah, just DoubleTree it. That'll be good. Has Howie Mandel turned the entire festival into a prank show? Is that what's going on? And what better way to tell comedians they've entered show business than installing an actual revolving door at the front of the hotel? Civilizes. And they say, please go through that door because you want to get the feeling early. In goes a new face, and out comes a what the hell happened to my career face. In comes Carrot Top, and out goes Carrot Top with a funny revolving door prop on his head. In goes Eddie Izzard. Out comes Eddie Izzard doing his act in German. People who know me from years ago know these jokes work. In goes Louis C.K., out comes his penis. It used to be puppetry of the penis, until Louis one-upped puppetry of the penis. For those of you who don't remember, how could you not remember puppetry of the penis? At least they did an actual show with their penis, okay? I said this joke last year, but I still enjoy it. Louis C.K.'s whole career, he used the carrot and the stick. The carrot was, oh, maybe if I hang around Louis C.K., he'll give me a part on one of his shows. And the stick was his penis. Are you people here from last year on? I heard it. I heard that a year ago. I just want to say, right off the bat, that I am no longer interested in fighting with Ricky Gervais. And so, I now realize we are just complete opposites. I started out as a monster and became funny. Huh? How are you talking? This is on one page. Are you kidding me? Why wouldn't we keep doing this until I'm 90, 95? I saw comedians in cars getting coffee, which is just, it's like all these, who doesn't want to see billionaires just schmoozing around? Isn't that what isn't Seinfeld really plugged in to what's funny? My favorite bit he currently does is, this is a 1964 Mercedes with a bang in the street. I don't know anything about cars! I do know about coffee. And they don't do anything about coffee there. They just serve the coffee. Would it kill them to have a little discussion about coffee? Jerry can say, oh, I love this coffee shop. This coffee shop is the best. And so Ricky, and the best part of it is Ricky, all Jerry's saying to Ricky, you're a genius, you're such a genius. He's such a genius. I don't know, why does Jerry Seinfeld have to kiss Ricky Gervais's ass? Is there a reason for it? And so Ricky Gervais starts to explain to him why his original office worked. And he said, it would never have worked if it wasn't a fake documentary. And Jerry Seinfeld says, genius. And the people who made Spinal Tap say, yeah, that's what we did 25 years ago. That's like he invented the fake documentary. One cliche about comedy is that Trump must be good for comedy. People say that, but many comics are Jewish. So when the Nazi rounds us all up, it's not going to be so funny. I know that's not funny, it's just depressing. It's just depressing. Don't get fooled by Jared. Don't think Jared won't turn on the Jews. You don't care about Jared Kushner here, right? This is a bad room for that. People keep asking me, has this speech been good for my career? That's what they ask me. I'm still doing it. I guess it hasn't been that good. It's not exactly a launching board. It's not propelling me to another level. Can you at least, and I think to myself, I wonder if they'll always let me do this speech. And there's no good answer to that. My wife and I hate Trump so much that we can't watch him on TV. I know a lot of you like to watch him on TV, but he makes me sick. We prefer to watch a Dateline where a mother drives her whole family off a cliff to their death. Just to take the edge off, just to relax a little bit. Just to feel good for a while. I mean, this is bad, but look what we got. I love in Dateline how people in small towns can't believe there could ever be a murder. You know, in Youngsburg, Ohio, they never had murders in such a small town. What does that? It doesn't even have two people and they're gonna murder each other. I'll tell you that. And we like to leave our doors open at night and our wallets on the front lawn. You deserve to get murdered. And I'd like to see one Dateline start out with, nobody liked Angela. She was a horrible human being. There really was nothing redemptive about her. Who wouldn't want to kill her? This speech has gotten so much harder for me since I've been in therapy. Because I find out now self-sabotage, it's not good. That's what I find out. And one of my main rules for the speech is that hopefully anybody I'm talking about won't be in the room. Like Jimmy Carr. This is really not a roast. It's the cowardly rantings of a bitter man. That's what it is. And you know what? People never threaten to destroy my career. They threaten not to stop me. That's what they do. Yeah, you want to keep it going? What the heck is that? Oh, did I do that joke about the code of conduct? Not bad. Not a bad opening. Recently, I've been doing a lot of weird gigs, like corporate gigs. You know I do a lot of cruises. Corporate gigs. I did this gig. This guy paid me $50,000. He was a billionaire to entertain him and his wife in their walk-in tub. I mean, I couldn't. It was embarrassing at the end where I had to wait for the water to drain before I could leave. People, when you get to my age, you'll know about walk-in tubs. I didn't know 3 of the comics Ron was talking about. But I can tell you about walk-in tubs. There's got to be, hopefully, a seniors comedy festival. I'll open up for Freddie Couples. Recently, I've been playing a lot of escape rooms. I mean, they don't start out that way. They don't start out that way. Can I tell you something? There's nothing more thrilling than the face of a panicked person trying to get away from my hand. It's unbelievable. Come on! You'll often hear. I don't know the Jews. I I hear a lot of white guys complaining how no one wants to hire white guys on TV now. So look, maybe you can't get a development deal, but you'll always get a cab, right? I mean, look at the bright side. This is edgy social commentary, folks. I hear a lot of old white male comedians, and they're complaining all the time. They complain how easy it is to offend people these days. It was always easy to offend people. It just wasn't easy for them to tell you about it. Right? Look at you guys. Right? You have the right to be told you suck. And they're very militant. Some of these white comics are very militant about it. Like, youth will not replace us. Youth will not replace us. Look, Canada, there was this thing in Charlottesville, all right? And they were marching. And they said, Jews will not replace us. So I do a little kickoff on it. And of course, when they were chanting in Charlottesville, Jews will not replace us, my reaction was, they will with that stupid chant. Pick it up a little bit. I found out I suffer from pilot seasonal affective disorder. I did not know. That made Mom laugh. I did not know. So why do I have to? Some people say funny things, and other funny things say funny. I need 4 more bottles of water. So I get depressed every January through mid-April. It's just odd. Of course, there isn't even a pilot season anymore, according to my representation. It doesn't exist, according to my representation. There's no, okay, I know it's me again. I always know it's me. Not only am I have my notes, I have my cards for myself. Oh, by the way, I'm hosting the alternative show tonight and Saturday. And I think Mr. Funches is, are you on the show tonight? All right. That took 30 seconds. All right, now look. There are, here we go. There's so many great things happening in comedy. I mean, I don't normally like contest shows, but bring the funny, right? If I was going to name a show, if I was going to name a contest show, and I didn't want to pay any money to Jay Moore, I would name it something like Bring the Funny. Jay Moore had a show called Last Comic Standing. So they didn't call this show Last Comic Standing because they didn't want to have to pay Jay Moore. I don't know if that's true, that's just my theory about it. Bring the Funny, doesn't that sound hostile to you? I mean, seriously, I don't even like doing comedy under normal circumstances, all right? I don't need the pressure of, bring the funny. Did you bring the funny? No, I brought some jokes that I'm not confident about. So, in my case, I'm bringing the premises. That's what I'm doing. Bring the funny. I just remembered that years ago in Las Vegas, they had a show that was called Comics Who Kill. I said, no. They wanted me on it. No, well, you know, first of all, that's a lie. Then they changed it to Lounge Lizards. And this is one of my favorite stories from show business. It was the worst set of my entire life. Who was there? Who? Oh, you were? Did you do a set? Did you do a set that night? He canceled, he said. I wanted him to have a lavalier mic, but they wouldn't. Then here's what happened. I bombed, and I didn't even bomb in a good way. Like people go, oh, I like when you bomb, and no. This was sweating out of my nose. I could see my manager from 100 yards away, like this. So what do you think happened, Jeff Ross? They lost my tape. Sorry, Andy. We lost the tape. We checked it with the luggage or something. All right, maybe that doesn't, you don't care about that. But. You didn't have to bring the funny. I'll tell you why. Because Jeff Foxworthy isn't going to bring the funny, and he's one of the judges. How would you like to be judged? By Jeff Foxworthy. You know what your problem is? You got too many jokes. You need one premise with 1,000 examples of it, and then you should end that with the same joke. Now, Andy, you're Jewish, all right? If you have experienced 1,000 years of hate, you just might be Jewish. If one of your ancestors got lost in the Holocaust, well then you might just be a Jew. You did some material about your obsessive compulsive disorder. Do all your material about that. If you wash your hands while you're washing your hands, you just might have obsessive compulsive disorder. The only good thing about that show is how uncomfortable Kenan Thompson looks. I watched the first episode. They actually had the audience scream, "Bring the funny!" in unison. Is this something that we want to train audiences to chant? I would rather have an audience chanting, "Send him back! Send him back!" What I'm doing now is, but I'm distracting you to make sure I did, okay. And I'm not bringing the funny until you bring a better premise for the show, okay? From the makers of Bring the Funny, it's the new dance show, Bring the Graceful. And the new cooking show, Bring the Adjective that describes you being a good cook. Can you imagine if I had delivered jokes that were written? Jeff, are you looking disconsolately at me, or you think?
I'm loving every second of it.
Because you know I'm going, and you're going, woo! Why don't we have a show where we judge the judges? Can you handle the funny? Hey, can you even recognize the funny? Let's turn the table on these contest shows. Let's have Simon Cowell be a contestant on a show. Let me hear you sing, asshole. That's right, I'm going blue now, Jeff. I did the Nasty Show the other night. And I was talking, I said, man, I like vaginas and things. And I love sex. And I showed slides of my psoriasis on my knee. I mean, that's nasty. That's nasty. I mean, talk about nasty. Well, that's nasty. Roseanne Barr and Andrew Dice Clay are going on the road together because nobody wants to travel to them. And I hope when they come together they do filthy Zionist nursery rhymes at the end of their show. for the 3 people who are still there.
Jack and Jill went up the hill to claim their fucking birthright! Hickory dickory dock, who gives a shit about the Dome of the Rock? There once was an old lady who lived on land that belonged to the goddamn Jews. Knack, knack, paddywhack, give a Jew your land. Come on, folks. I work on this speech. You think that just comes from a computer? I always run out of material, but I don't run out of material. I run out of time because I don't know if I have enough material, and then I speed up at the end. All the great comics do it. All the great comics have a slow. They slow at the beginning, unsure, sweat badly, look around, pick up papers, and then at the end they go, Lucky for me, this year, the Hollywood Reporter came out with the 40 most powerful people in comedy last month. What better source of people who would not be here to see my speech? Right? The 40 most popular, powerful people are not in this room. I know I screwed that joke up, but I don't know why. The joke is that it used to be, you had all the big mucky mucks down here. Your Barry Katz's came, and your... all the big wigs. Spotlight. All the big names. Gary Hoffman. So that would, if I said it right, you would be going, nicely done. But I bet there was at least 12 people here who thought they were going to be 41 on the power list of comedy. I'd like to say, for the record, there are several people on the list who I like very much, so I'll be talking about them to their face. They did the list alphabetically. Don't you think it should be number 1 power, number 2? No, I guess they're just waiting for the playoffs to seed. Seth MacFarlane is on the list of the 40 most powerful people in comedy. I'm surprised Seth MacFarlane hasn't mined the Apollo mission for hilarious jokes for his space series. Do you know that he's ruined crooning for me? He's ruined crooning. I used to spend most of my free time listening to crooners. No more. What genre would you like Seth MacFarlane to ruin next? Medieval times movie? I knew somebody would kill the Western once and for all. And do you know that he was in a Western? I don't think people care about him. Ken Alterman is on the list. He's the head of Comedy Central. I don't think he cares what I think about him because I'm over 30. Actually, Ken and I are friends. He enjoys talking to me, and he often says that it's nice to talk to someone who doesn't want something from him. It's like a relief not to have a business vibe. In goes Hannah Gatsby, out come the jokes. Judd Apatow is on the list. I'm gonna leave him alone because it took me 10 years to get him to forgive me for taking shots at Sandler. What was he upset about? And Judd has actually attended my speech. You think that's pretty cool? Yes, he was receiving an award beforehand, but still, the point was, I don't know who wrote, I think I wrote some of these. Neil Brennan is on the list, and Chappelle isn't. I'm sure Chappelle will do a 3-hour show about that. I remember last year everyone had a guide speeches on the list. Everyone last year was worried, you know, is this the end of jokes? Are we in a post-joke world? Well, I've seen other people try it. And I'll tell you one thing, even I can follow them. Kenya Barris is on the list. He's black, so any joke I make isn't going to be funny-ish. I feel like we're 12 minutes from bingo. Kevin Hart, there are flaming balls of hydrogen that aren't trying that hard to be a big star. This guy won't stop. He's doing a show. When he hosts a show, he's recording a show and he's doing a show. I hear he shoots a stand-up special during the downtime in the Buddy movie he's acting in while he's literally phoning in a voiceover for animation. Look, I wrote that. That's, you don't think? It's not like I just came up with it. The managers are on the 40 most powerful. Dave Becky threatened his way back on the list. I just want to say it's great to see Dave slinking around again. They put the touring agents. The touring agents, these people who book comedy, they're 40 of the most powerful people. And that is a tough gig, isn't it? Would you like to have my famous ticket-selling client who has built their career with no help from me in your theater? Oh, you would. Oh, you would. I'll take it. I'm from one of the 3 remaining agencies. Ellen DeGeneres, she made $20 million on her last special. Even I could be funny for $20 million. Not for less so far, though. Not for less. I love what's ever happening here, but I'm not so crazy right over now. Mindy Kaling's on the list. I'm not sure what bothers me about Mindy Kaling, but I'm pretty sure it's all of her work. I think that's what it is. That could be what it is. I saw the Mindy Kaling trailer for the Late Night movie, which was it was like you're watching real life. No one's seen it. I only watch trailers now, and then decide if I hate them. But I saw the trailer, and it was like, she actually does that joke in the trailer. She does the blew my mind bit. Don't you find that disturbing? Oh, you know, because I just blew your mind. The late night hosts, they're on the, and you know how powerful they are. Aren't the late night show hosts just, isn't it just a YouTube incubator now for future vines? Adam Sandler's on the list. I like that guy, he's fun. Every late night show, pretty much, it's just like sketches and bits and things for the audience to do. Why don't they have carpool karaoke in the garage with the door shut? Wouldn't that be good? I don't know if you've seen CNN's new show, List of Movies. Oh my God. List of movies. How do they do it? How are they getting away with just cutting up the entire past and putting them in 1-hour shows? The 80s, the 90s, the year between the 80s and the 90s. Shoes! The history of toothpicks. No, not on that line. I'm very upset about that movie Yesterday coming out because I had pitched a very similar movie
It was about a struggling ventriloquist who, after a thunderstorm, he finds out there's no Jeff Dunham. So he starts doing Jeff Dunham's act. And he's ostracized by his complete family as a horrible racist. They just think he's a terrible, terrible human.
I mean the puppets! I mean the puppets!
Jeff Dunham had an hour special on A&E that I'm sure he paid for. It was all about, come on, it should be called, come on, what I'm doing's good, right? Come on, this is art, am I not wrong? He's so defensive about his act. He's like, what's wrong with Ahmed the dead terrorist? Why would anybody get upset about that? Maybe the name. Maybe it's the name. I notice you don't call him Timothy McVeigh the dead terrorist, do you? That's why, Jeff. I'll have coffee with you and explain to you how racism works. I'm starting a charity called Comedians Without Borders. We follow the Doctors Without Borders around the world and we try and get free medical care. This is not to be confused with my previous charity, Comedians Without Boundaries, where I just ask a lot of needy people inappropriate questions. Sometimes you gotta go, My sister told me she had a dream that in her dream, I had written a best-selling book called I'm Ready. Even while sleeping, my family is concerned about my career. I'm ready, come on. What happened? Astronomers have finally proved the existence of the black hole of show business. Saw a picture of the black hole of show business. If you looked closely in the event horizon, you could see my career getting sucked right in. I'm not a big science crowd. My dad passed away 4.5 years ago, and I find it's getting really, really harder to get, condolence applause about that. And the thing is, it's something he would have loved to have known that people years later would still applaud. Thank you. Thank you. I know there's no reason for that. You're applauding his death, aren't you? People always say, how can you separate the artist from the person? And I draw the line at serial killers, okay? That's where I say, I don't care how groundbreaking your paintings are if you've murdered more than 2 people. That's where I've learned that there's a lot of anti-Semitism in the world. And I learned that it's been that way historically. And Voltaire, here's the quote. Someone said this about Voltaire. Whatever anti-Semitism Voltaire may have felt derived from negative personal experience. Hey, join the club, Voltaire. Why do you think I left Temple after my bar mitzvah? Which I killed, I don't know if you remember that. Jews are annoying, okay? That's it. But if being annoying was that much of a crime, I would have rounded up Leno years ago. How much time do I have? Because I feel as if I should have peaked by now. Jeremy Piven's back. He's back. Nothing. He's doing stand-up. He had a picture of him from the Laugh Factory, and saying when Jeremy Piven starts beatboxing, we all smile. When Jeremy Piven starts beatboxing, he's a week away from having a Michael Richards style breakdown. But at least Michael Richards was a comedian. I don't know why everyone thinks. Nothing says no one will work with me more than a late in life start in stand-up. I know that you all think Jerry, I mean, sure, Jerry Piven, very likable, sure. Seems like a nice guy. But I love that stand-up, everybody thinks that they're stand-up. They've done it a couple of times. Even Ricky Gervais considers himself a stand-up. Isn't that pretty weird? Just as patriotism is the last refuge of a scoundrel, stand-up is the last refuge of an asshole. All right. All right. I noticed that the info buttons, you know, when they have, you know, info on the show, they usually have 2 pages. But I can usually decide after the first page whether I want to watch something. So page 1. Faced with a critical blood shortage, a vampire hematologist, Ethan Hawke, joins forces with, okay, I'm good. I don't have to see what page 2's like. I think you can tell that I'm running out of steam for this speech when I'm doing jokes about the buttons on my remote control. Many of you probably wish you had a remote right now. It's a little mute. Jim Carrey's new show is brilliant. Kidding. He plays like a Mr. Rogers type character. I mean, I know it's supposed to be a dark comedy, but my entire TV went out during it. It's that sad. It was such a dark comedy that I was stumbling around my apartment looking for the remote. That's how bad. Now Tom Hanks is playing the real Mr. Rogers, and it's about time he played an upstanding, heroic, real-life character. Don't you think that's true? It's been about 10 minutes. This is actual dialogue I heard. I heard from According to Jim. It was a repeat.
Yeah.
You mean the creepy Switzerland with the hidden Nazi money? No. I mean the fun Switzerland with the chocolate. According to Jim, sitcoms didn't have to be funny. It's been off the air for 10 years, people! Garfield's art is going up for auction. And I think that kind of buries comedy and art in the same sound. Garfield's art, they're calling it. I guess I feel bad because I overpaid for a Ziggy cartoon many years ago, so I'm still a little bitter. All right. I think I've forgotten some of the pages. I mean, could this be it? No. Don't believe it. You've seen me do this before, where I look around and then I realize, no, I've done all the pages. Oh my God. People told me years ago that I should have a good closer. And I obviously didn't listen to them. Oh my God, this is also going short too. What's that?
Remember any of your material from Lounge Lizards?
You want to know if I had remember any of my material from Lounge Lizards? I was a few months ago, because I've been coming up to Canada since like the 80s, and I just had asked a Canadian friend. I said, "How's Roger Chandler doing?" And he said, "Oh, I can't believe you said that. He just passed away like a couple of days ago." So now I want to see if I have special powers. Dennis Miller. How's Dennis Miller doing? Is Dennis Miller okay? Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga's chemistry is going on tour together. Okay, folks, look. I could launch into the lounge. I don't even remember the lounge legends material, but I could launch into it. I don't want a massage with a happy ending. I want a massage that's a cliffhanger. I want a massage with a soprano style ending. I want a tearjerker. Yeah, sure, you could say that wasn't relating to the speech, but it wasn't bad, right? I mean, why not? Why not? I have a friend who has myasthenia gravis, and it's a, he's doing okay, because if he wasn't, this would be horribly inappropriate thing to talk about. Myasthenia gravis sounds like a disease that Jerry Lewis came up with. I've got myasthenia gravis! Now, it's a real disease, and why would I make it up? And what happens is, and you can live a long life with it, but it can be very debilitating. It weakens all of your muscles. They say that it even weakens your facial muscles. Like, one of the symptoms is a blank, expressionless face. What are the odds that half the people who have been coming to my shows for my whole career have suffered from myasthenia gravis? They want to, I probably was killing all those years. But they just were prevented from showing it. Other symptoms include looking at your watch a lot, involuntary craning of the neck to see what people behind you could possibly be laughing at. And Googling the nearest comedy club. I don't know if those are official symptoms, but that's what I've seen. Thank you, everybody. I'm done. It was fun. I also want to thank J. Elvis Weinstein who wrote the speech with me. I love it.